everyone. Welcome to Star Codes. This is Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astro-Numerologist. This forecast is where we look at the numbers and stars, the numerology and astrology for the upcoming week. And this week is very special because we have the sun coming together in transit with Neptune and Pluto. Very powerful moment. And of course, the sun meets Neptune and Pluto a few times a year, but this time around it is very important. There's a powerful activation of a numbers code, and I've talked about this code in the last few forecasts. It keeps getting activated, and it really is an important moment here because this amazing opposition that's coming up with the sun and Neptune happens on September 14th, and that is the number 14 reduces to 5. It's triggering the number for the year. 2021 is a 5 universal year. It's been activated so many times, this number. We are in a 14 universal month in September. Uranus stationed retrograde at 14 degrees Taurus, in between two Aquarius full moons, which is the sign Uranus rules. On the day Uranus stationed retrograde, Mercury was at 14 degrees Virgo, creating an exact trine to Uranus at 14 degrees Taurus. And the recent Virgo new moon was at 14 degrees Virgo. So, this number 14 is really sticking out. And like I said, 14 reduces to the root number 5, which is what 2021, the universal year, is. So, we're really in a time of stunning activations. And one thing that is very important about this number 14 and 5 is that it is directly aligned with Aquarius. So we're moving into the Aquarian age. Aquarius and Uranus and the number 5 are all about freedom. Aquarius is about electronic, ether communication. And 14 is the media number, which governs how we communicate, whether it's online on the internet or intuitively with each other or through other kinds of media. So, and they're all connected to the mind, the numbers and the astrology. They symbolize adventure, risk, and breakthrough, and they're connected to air as well. So air is where that current is carried, right? So Aquarius, the number 5, the number 14, Uranus, they signify a shift into new territory, sudden events, unexpected developments. So when the stars and numbers meet like this and combine and get activated over and over again, the star code is making sure, the universe is making sure that we integrate the message, that we adapt to it, that we make the changes that are necessary and live accordingly. And 14 and 5 govern change. Uranus governs change. Aquarius governs change. So going back to Neptune opposite Sun on September 14th. So Neptune is a water planet. And so what Neptune activates the sense of flow that we need to bring us into balance, which is what oppositions do. So the current of water or the current of air is catapulting us into this next multidimensional experience. And so we have to be really clear on the choices that we are making. 5, the root number for 14, 5 is about making choices. It faces left, it faces right, it sits on a rocker. So there are lots of decisions every moment of the day that we are making that we need to be more conscious of, because depending on just a little teeny tweak of a decision, it takes us in a new direction. So the choices we make are absolutely key. Staying in the flow is really the ultimate choice that is being shown to us by this star code. The star code of change, the star code of breakthroughs, the star code of freedom. So the freedom to flow with the natural current. So Neptune opposite Sun we are more impressionable. We need to take a time out from working too hard and move into stillness. So stillness meaning your spiritual nature needs your attention. Neptune, ruler of Pisces, final sign, the sign of the unseen. Your inner voice is calling you, your true voice, right? This is the voice of the true self as opposed to the false self. That inner voice is calling you. So holding a space for that silence, for that serenity, so that you are in tune. No matter how noisy it is around you, you can still be in that place of serenity. And if you don't pay attention to your natural creativity, your natural imagination, you may get out of sync, you may get out of the flow, and you may feel energetically depleted and disillusioned and frustrated. And so if you feel something is off, like if you feel like I'm in no man's land, or I just have no idea what just happened and where I am, then it's very important to say no to that experience and create boundaries, because Neptune does not come with boundaries. So this opposition to the sun is asking us to make those strong boundaries so that when we feel heavy or sticky energy, that we extricate ourselves from it, right? That we know this is a sign. It's not a good situation to participate in. It's something I need to move away from and say no to. So the ability to make those choices is also dependent upon being awake and getting enough rest. And so sleeping, listening to beautiful music, uplifting music, connecting to beautiful Mother Nature, appreciating beauty in your life, all of those are favored when Neptune comes in contact with the sun. And this is an opposition, so bringing that energy into balance is the key. So surround yourself with serenity, focus on your breathing, and know that the second aspect that the sun makes to Pluto also activates water, because Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. So we have the ruler of Pisces, Neptune, on September 14th, and then on September 16th we have Pluto trine the sun. And so the flow, being with the current, being in a place of transformation, which is what Pluto governs, is that life, death, rebirth moment of total surrender and purging of the past. And so the water signs that these two planets represent are the current of change that is the only constant in life, is change. 5 is the number of change, 14 the number of change, Uranus and Aquarius, it's all the same theme. So Neptune being the ruler of Pisces, this is very, very exciting because the Pisces full moon is also coming up on September 21st. And here's the amazing correlation. The trine to the sun from Pluto happens on the 16th of September, which adds up to a 21 universal date. 9/16/2021 adds up to 21. And then we have the Pisces full moon on the 21st of September. So this is also important because what does 21 represent? It represents joy and truth. And it is the theme of our 21st century and of the current year we're in, 2021. So we have the second number activated, 21, with the number 14/5. So let me connect the dots with the 21 before we go to the Pluto transit. So 21 reduced to 3. Okay, 2 plus 1 equals 3. And 3 also sits on a rocker. So when you see that number, it's very open, just like the 5 is very open. Both sit on a rocker, so they represent flow and being flexible, moving with the current, and not being stuck, while also putting up boundaries, right? Because you want to bring in the high vibrational energy while you're in the flow so that you can stay in the flow. Okay, so Sun trine Pluto, what a beautiful aspect This is so empowering. It brings so much courage, and it allows you to tune into what you're striving for in terms of what feels tuned into a successful outcome. So your confidence, your self-assertion is tied into positive transformation. So being open to really purge what isn't working for whatever situation or project that you're working on, whatever relationship you're in, taking the leadership role and creating positive shifts that are brand new, and it's like a rebirthing moment. So it's very easy to do this at this time because Pluto activates your determination for achievement. So you actually are much more in tune with Pluto, to the mysterious, to the underlying secrets, to the realms that uncover the unseen mysteries of life, the truth of life, including astrology, numerology. So no matter what you do or the time you invest, you're going to the core of the matter now. You're discovering whatever you needed that was hidden before, making richly rewarding discoveries, and just understanding the importance of taking the lead, right? That the inner courage you have, the inner adventurer, number 5, all we talked about, is fueled by this invincibility that Pluto brings to the table. So this is about surrender, and this is about putting your priorities first, your high vibrational priorities first. So, I mean, Earth is accelerating. We all know it. Every person, every animal, every plant is feeling the acceleration. And with this code that we're experiencing this week, there is the theme of change to the nth degree. And it has been going on, and it keeps getting activated. And so contrary to what you may believe or what you've been taught, you actually like change. You may resist it. Yes, we resist things that are good for us all the time. But the alternative to not going with the current, not going with the flow, is to be stale and stuck, sort of stuck in the mud. So that's no fun. And it doesn't feel good. It feels heavy. It feels sticky. The day feels just like it's cloudy all the time, right? Not that I don't like cloudy days, but you're not moving through the cloudiness and appreciating the change of seasons, the change of weather. It's all natural. Change is what life is all about. So you are naturally a courageous adventurer, and that's a good thing, because we've entered this very, very high speed time now on Earth, the end of the last third of 2021, where it's really speeding up now, the energy of the 5-year. And so the unexpected twists and turns are coming at us in every way. And so Uranus's 14-degree activation in tandem with the 14-degree Virgo new moon earlier this month, the 14 and 5 codes for September, the 14th of September moment with Neptune and the Sun. This is all about us adapting to the new energy that is very much in play. You basically are creating on the fly, and you have to create on the fly, because without that ability right now, you're not tapping into your natural gifts in a deeper way. So when we are constantly dealing with new energy, we don't have time to go to the old guidebook, the old source book of how to move forward. Like, let me remember how it's done based on what I learned. We don't have time for that. All we have is our intuition, our best navigation tool. And so we have to trust in our immense abilities to create on the spur of the moment. And you are therefore discovering how truly a great creator you are. This is the time where we are discovering the true gifts in a way like we haven't before. And remember, the sun is still in Virgo until the 23rd of September, and Virgo governs your gifts. Virgo is about being meticulous and looking at those gifts daily, right? Virgo governs the 6th house, which is health, healing, your daily life, how you're utilizing the talents and gifts that you were given. And your greatest gift is your intuition. So now that we're accelerating, the divine is asking you to trust in the light of the divine, that it is eternally present, and that you can always find the light in the darkness, no matter how dark it is. That loving light is never gone. And as we move rapidly through these changes, this transformation, the letting go process is profound, and that's what Pluto is helping with. Pluto's trine to the sun, the most harmonious aspect in astrology, is allowing us to just put our faith in the divine, in God, and that the faith will carry us through, to just trust that everything happens to help us on our journey, to help us grow. So finding the grace, the Neptune opposite sun, finding the grace, the gratitude in every situation, in every person, any ending, any culmination. There are lots of those going on now. Thank those experiences. Thank those people for their contribution to your spiritual growth. 5 represents a crossroads. 5 represents a choice. The choice is ultimately freedom. And I talked about the number 3 for 21 and then number 5, of course, for 14. And both of those numbers are numbers of joy. They're numbers of humor. They're numbers of laughter. So when we are an adventurer and we're allowing our inner explorer to guide our sailboat into uncharted water and do that with absolute trust and faith, we feel a lot of joy. There's a lot of happiness there because it's fun and we are set free in that moment of exhilaration. So you want to enjoy your life to the fullest. You want to laugh at everything, right? Like laughter lightens your energy instantly. So this is really a very exciting time here while we're still in September, while we still have this beautiful access to the number 14 and 5. And let me just point out here too, 14 governs media, as I mentioned, and there is a lot of news in the news cycle these days. If at all possible, to go with that theme of silence and serenity and stillness, if you could just turn the media off and not partake in anything that is not meant for your greatest good, that would be a great way to start making some really healing and healthy choices. Because if it is not specifically meant for you, then the turbulence that is out there, and it is out there, right? We are in the eye of a storm, and we want to remain in the center. We want to remain centered, right? And we don't want to participate in the churning energy, the energy that is very much connected to chaos and is not meant for a life of balance. It's not meant for a life of intuitive living. It is just the change that is happening because, hey, we signed up to be here during this time. We know what this is about. We are willingly participating and happily participating in this thrilling moment on Earth when humanity undergoes this shift. And so here we are, and we just have to remain in that place of centeredness. So keep that in mind. The Neptune opposition to the Sun, 14th of September in a 14-month, it is basically showing you that in stillness you can flow the current magnificently. And the Pluto trine to the sun is showing you that you are transforming every moment of the day. Every moment of the day is a true shift. It's a new moment. You've never experienced it before. You are new. You are doing things, making new choices. You are reborn, and you are purging the past like never before. So have a magnificent week. Enjoy those 2 transits. Enjoy the ride on the current in your inner ability to set sail and trust in the goodness of life. And I will see you next week. And remember, your own star code tells you about how to remain in stillness by revealing your destiny and your purpose, so you can relax and know that all is aligned. You just want to see what the numbers and stars reveal about you personally and the people in your life, so you can have compassion and respect, and you love instead of judge. So enjoy that. That is a free masterclass I created for you on your star code at starcodeclass.com. Head on over there to discover your own star code and the star code of people in your life. And I will see you next week. Lots of love.